Welcome to the Iraqi Dinar Update channel, your trusted source for the latest news, analysis, and insights on the Iraqi dinar. We provide up-to-date information on exchange rates, economic developments, and key financial trends affecting Iraq's currency. Whether you're an investor, trader, or simply keeping an eye on the market, our channel delivers accurate reports, expert opinions, and government policy updates to keep you informed. Stay tuned for real-time updates and in-depth discussions on the future of the Iraqi dinar. Donald Trump has always positioned himself as a deal-maker, whether in the world of real estate or politics. His approach to governance mirrors his business strategies, particularly his emphasis on fairness, reciprocity, and financial accountability. Throughout his political career, he has focused on ensuring that America is not taken advantage of in its international dealings. This philosophy extends to trade agreements, military alliances, and financial obligations owed to the United States. Iraq, like many other nations, is no exception to this principle. The financial relationships between the U.S., Iraq, and Iran are complex, but Trump's stance on monetary reform and international repayments signals a broader strategic vision for how America can regain its economic leverage on the global stage. From the moment he stepped into the White House in 2017, Trump made it clear that he believed America had been unfairly burdened by international financial obligations. Whether in trade deals, military commitments, or foreign aid, he consistently voiced his concerns that other nations were taking advantage of the U.S. and failing to provide their fair share. One of the first areas where this was evident was his approach to NATO. He argued that many member countries were not contributing their required share of defense spending, effectively relying on American taxpayers to shoulder the burden of European security. His administration pushed hard for these countries to meet their financial commitments, and his pressure resulted in an increase in defense spending from NATO allies. This broader philosophy of fairness and repayment extends beyond military alliances and into the financial dealings of nations that have benefited from American intervention. Iraq is one such country. The U.S. has played a significant role in Iraq's political and economic restructuring since the early 2000s. The invasion of Iraq in 2003 led to years of military operations, economic aid, and nation-building efforts that cost the U.S. billions of dollars. While some of these expenditures were aimed at stabilizing the region and promoting American interests, there remains a lingering question of how Iraq should compensate the U.S. for these efforts. Trump, true to his approach, sees financial repayment as a necessary and justified outcome of America's investment in Iraq's future. However, Iran's influence in Iraq has often been a point of contention for the U.S., as Washington has sought to limit Tehran's ability to exert control over Baghdad's political and economic systems. Trump's administration took a hardline stance on Iran, implementing strict sanctions and withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal in an effort to curb its regional influence. He understood that any meaningful financial restructuring in Iraq would have to involve diminishing Iran's grip on the country's financial institutions and trade relationships. Trump's approach to monetary reform is not just about Iraq or Iran. It's about reshaping the global economic system to ensure that America is not left footing the bill for other nations. He has long championed the idea that America's wealth should not be exploited, and that includes ensuring that countries that have benefited from American resources and military support are held accountable for their financial responsibilities. The potential revaluation or restructuring of the Iraqi dinar could play a significant role in this effort, as it would allow Iraq to regain economic sovereignty and participate more fairly in global financial markets, ultimately creating an avenue for the U.S. to recoup its investments. The question of how America gets repaid is central to Trump's vision for international relations. While some argue that military interventions and foreign aid should be seen as strategic investments rather than direct financial transactions, Trump has consistently pushed for a more transactional approach to foreign policy. He has emphasized that America should not be in the business of providing endless aid without expecting something in return. This applies not only to Iraq but to many other nations that have historically relied on U.S. support without adequately contributing in return. One potential way for Iraq to repay the U.S. is through its natural resources, particularly its vast oil reserves. Trump has often expressed frustration that the U.S. invested so much in Iraq's security and stability, but has not directly benefited from its rich oil resources. He has suggested in the past that Iraq's oil could be used as a form of repayment for America's role in stabilizing the country. While this idea has been controversial, it aligns with his broader philosophy of ensuring that America gets a fair deal in its international engagements. Another avenue for repayment is through trade and economic partnerships. If Iraq undergoes meaningful monetary reform and strengthens its financial institutions, it could become a more reliable economic partner for the U.S. This would not only involve increased trade but also investment opportunities for American businesses in Iraq's growing industries. Strengthening economic ties between the two countries would provide long-term financial benefits to the U.S. while also helping Iraq develop a more self-sufficient economy. Trump's emphasis on monetary reform is also a reflection of his belief in economic sovereignty. He has often criticized international financial institutions and globalist economic policies that, in his view, disadvantage the U.S. His administration worked to renegotiate trade deals, reduce America's dependence on foreign manufacturing, and prioritize domestic economic growth. In this context, Iraq's financial system is just one piece of a larger puzzle. Ensuring that Iraq operates within a fair and transparent monetary framework aligns with Trump's broader goal of strengthening America's economic position in the world. Ultimately, the question of repayment is about more than just financial transactions. It's about reinforcing America's role as a global leader while ensuring that its investments, whether in military operations, economic aid, or political restructuring, are recognized and valued. Trump's approach to Iraq, Iran, and monetary reform is a reflection of his commitment to securing America's financial interests and making sure that other nations contribute their fair share. Whether through currency revaluation, trade agreements, or resource partnerships, the path to repayment is central to his strategy for strengthening America's economic and geopolitical standing. Thank you for tuning in to the Iraqi Dinar Update channel. We appreciate your support and engagement as we continue to bring you the latest news, analysis, and updates on the Iraqi dinar. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Stay connected with us for real-time insights, expert discussions, and market trends. Until next time, stay informed and keep watching for the latest on the Iraqi dinar. See you in the next update.